Down with the best, it's 94 feet, nothing more, nothing less. Started from the bottom, now I made it past the steps. But you gotta have a vision like, what's your triple threat? 94 feet with Coach JT. 94 feet with Coach JT. 94 feet with Coach JT. 94 feet.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of 94 Feet with Coach JT. As always, do me a favor, leave a like in the comment section, subscribe. As I start off 2025 with a lot of dope interviews, got through highlighting a segment of some local high school talent. They're in the high school playoffs right now currently, so check those episodes out. Subscribe again to the pod. Appreciate your time. And the ones who just been following me for going on 4 years coming up, man. 4 years, got the 4-year anniversary of the pod coming up, so tune in for that event and specials on the online store and stuff like that. Got a dope episode already. I know it's going to be dope coming to you right now. I'm going to jump right into this intro. My guest today is thrilled to share his experiences as a veteran, as a motivational speaker, also faced some life challenges. Back in 2017, my guest suffered in a motorcycle accident that left him blind. His goal is to inspire others to overcome adversity. Currently, book he has out now is titled "Don't Focus on Why." Don't focus on why me. None other than Kijuan Amey. How you doing? So I'm gonna bring him to the stage. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. JT, how you doing, man?
Man, I appreciate your time. I know Kijuan's located on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. We've been trying to go back and forth and get this thing going, but he's been a busy guy telling this story and giving people his time. So I definitely appreciate you, man. I'm doing good. Thank you again.
Oh yeah, no problem. I try to be as flexible as possible, man.
I appreciate that, man. But let's go ahead and jump into this, but let's just kind of give a little bit of a background foundation just about yourself. And before we get into the actual major challenge issue and the accident part of it, just tell those viewers who may know you. Hope I got some that already know who you are, some that don't too out here, just who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, absolutely. So myself, as y'all heard, I'm Kijuan Amey. I was born and raised in Durham, North Carolina. And I didn't grow up playing, what some might call the common sports. I grew up, bowling. Literally,
Hey.
I started bowling at the age of 5, man.
Nothing wrong with that, man. One of my best friends, no lie, in high school, a lot of guys hooped. He was the bowler of the group, but he was tough. So I respect that bowl too.
Yeah, so I bowled up until my teenage years, man. From the age of 5, literally was a sanctioned bowler in the USBC, which stands for the United States Bowling Congress. So I could compete in any tournament in the United States. And I did that for a while, man, even was, a part of travel leagues and everything. So did that. And then at the age of 10, I did the 94 feet thing, man. I didn't really like it. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really like basketball that well. Yeah. I love intramural, just pickup ball. I love pickup ball. That's my thing. Catch me at the gym, I was in there. So, and I can fly with the best of them. So I can get up there and dunk too. So, and I stand 6'1", and back then when I was able to still play ball, I weighed about 185. So I was floating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, my go-to sports were football and track.
Okay.
So I could get out and fly on the track, but also that cover that 100 yards, man. I was play defense and offense. So you throw me anywhere, I could probably play it. The only thing I ain't want to touch was being an offensive lineman, okay? So I was not big at all, man. I really wasn't. But I was strong as an ox, man. And so that's the real thing that kept me able to play anywhere. So literally from safety to corner to wide receiver, you name it, I did. I even played D-line for a little bit, but I didn't like that. The trenches it wasn't my thing, so I let that go.
Too small for that, brother. We too small for that.
Well, that plus I wanted to get out, move. I'm too fast for that, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did the outside linebacker thing. I was like, I'll stay on defense, but I'm not doing this DN stuff, man. Y'all can have that. Anyway, and I'm only weighing 165. These cats like 300 pounds playing offensive line. Nah, I'm good.
That's crazy.
So that's what I did, growing up. And then I went into, that was Southern High School in Durham, North Carolina. And then after I graduated high school, I actually wanted to go to college. My goal was either to go to NC State or North Carolina A&T. And the reason was because I wanted to be an engineer. And those are the two best engineering schools in North Carolina. So that was why I wanted to go, but I also wanted to play football. And I knew I could probably walk on to either one of those schools. You know what I mean? So that was my goal, but I had an admission hiccup. Like literally, A&T, I'm holding the paper with my name on it, their stamp of approval on this sucker. And I'm like, hey guys, I'm coming. Where do I need to be? Like, who are you?
HBCU.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's like that sometimes too, man. It's tough.
Yeah. So I'm literally on the phone with them and they cannot find me. And you know, my name is not spelled the easiest, you know. So I'm like, hey, how about this? Let me spell my name out for you. I spell it out. She's like, I don't see you, sir. I really don't. I said, you know what? Say no more. The next day, I'm at the recruiter's office. Literally, first I was at the Navy recruiter's office.
Okay.
And nothing against Army and Marines, but I knew I wasn't going there. I knew I was too smart for that. That was just me personally. Okay. And I said I would do Navy because my family was Navy. I had plenty of family that was Navy. And so that was the goal. My stepdad was even Navy. So, you know, like that was the goal. All right, I'm going to do the Navy. Cool. Well, I get it now. I'm talking to this guy. He ain't trying to hear nothing I'm saying. All he doing is pushing his agenda. I said, I got to go. I got to go. You know, you already making a bad impression on me. And so I literally leave that same day. I didn't switch days. It was the same exact day. I walk out of his office, go a little bit down the hallway and bust a right. And I went right into the Air Force recruiter's office. And I was trying to find out how I can get my college paid for. That was the goal. And so I walk into the Air Force recruiter's office, and on the wall at the top, it had a pennant that said Community College of the Air Force. And I was like, oh, shoot, I'm home. Like, this perfect. Dope. And so I walk in further, and then I'm turned to the right, and both of the recruiters standing right there talking to each other. Ain't nobody else in the office. I said, oh, this must be like, this is like divine.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how it happened, but that was what they did, and they made me take that practice as well. They was like, oh, you about ready. We just need to give you a couple more days, and you can go get this thing done for real. Yeah. And I got all these, like I scored pretty high. I scored like I can't remember if it's 78 or 87. I can't remember. It's like the flip of one of those two. But either way, because it's been so long, it's 2011 or 10 or something when I took that test. But anyway, I got this long laundry list, like pages of jobs, because I scored so high. And so they're like, yo, like, come on. Like, he called me. He was hyped. He was like, I want you for sure. Nobody scored this high in a while. Hey, come on. Yeah. And so I'm looking at stuff, and he's got stuff highlighted already, like jobs. And I'm like, yo, did I even run it by you what I want to do? Like, you know, you got jobs.
They looking at your score like, nah, we're going to put him somewhere. We're going to play.
Yeah, like, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't even remember telling you what I wanted to do. And he was like, so I done told this dude I wanted to be a mechanic, bro. Like literally a mechanic on cars, because that's what I had been doing in high school. I took automotive tech classes. And so I told him that. He said, no, with this score, you're not doing that. I won't even allow you to do that. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, this is my life. He was like, but I'm trying to help you. Yeah. And so he said, let me show you something. Hold on. He pointed at one job that said load master. Cool. He showed me what that was. I said, I don't want to do no whole bunch of cargo and stuff. So then he showed me in-flight. Well, he did show me aerial gunner. I said, oh, no, you ain't even got to show me that video. I ain't trying to get shot at, bro. Yeah. And then he showed me in-flight refueling specialist. I was like, what's that? What's the in-flight refueling specialist? He was like, you don't know what that is? I said, I wouldn't be in your office if I knew what it was. So he turned around to his computer desk and he typed it in and pulled that sucker up, and he played that video. He's like, look, and I'm watching that video like.
That's what a plane feel in the air, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, listen, I'm like 18 at the time, mind blown. Yeah. Okay. I'm 18 and he's showing me this. That's my job? Like, I qualify for that?
That's a big responsibility too.
Yeah, like, wait a minute. I gotta refuel not just fighters, bombers, heavy aircraft, but these can be stealth aircraft too. And if you like scratch one of those planes, you got to call and tell them right then.
Oh, wow.
They can't even keep going on their mission. They got to go back home.
Wow.
Yeah, because as soon as you touch outside the paint, it now takes away the stealth capability. Yeah, bro.
Makes sense.
Legit.
That cost them some bread.
Oh, yeah. No, that stealth paint is what cost them most.
That's
trying to keep that paint up, man.
What let me ask you, just that alone, once you get that information about what you qualify for, outside of the mind-blowing experience, is there any like hesitancy there? Like, I don't know if I could do this, or I don't know if I want to do this.
Nah, that wasn't it. It was like, man, nobody's gonna believe this. This is like a video game. Like, that's all I could think. This is a video game. Nobody's gonna believe this. You're lying. You know, like it was denial more than anything. And he was like, no, I'm serious. Like, this is a real job. I was like, well, sign me up, boss. And especially after he said it was a $90,000 re-enlistment bonus. Oh, you had me sold. I ain't heard nothing else. I hadn't heard nothing else. I said, oh, shoot, sign me up. But hear me clearly.
Yeah.
I said re-enlistment.
You got to do your first couple of years first, though.
I had to do my first term first. Like the first contract had to be completed, and then you re-enlist.
Gotcha.
Well, come my second year in the Air Force, guess what disappeared?
The re-enlistment clause.
They can take it away at any point.
Oh.
Man, you talk about somebody getting hurt. Hey, you talk about somebody feelings being hurt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it was great though. I became an instructor like probably at the quickest you could ever become one. And that's not to brag. That's to say because I honestly didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to instructor school because when you go to instructor school, that means not only will you become an instructor at your squadron, but they're going to be looking to send you to the schoolhouse soon. And the schoolhouse is in Nowheresville, basically. Nowheresville, Oklahoma. They basically call it that because it's in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And for those who are familiar with Oklahoma, it's in Altus. Altus, Altus. There's nothing around there.
How was the family's response to this move, man? That's a big move, being 18. Like, really. What was that like?
Again, like I said, we had a lot of military family, so they were okay. Especially with the Air Force move, they had no problem with that.
Oh, okay.
The one thing I would say, or a person I would say who had a huge problem with was my girlfriend. She was like, "How long you gonna be gone? I didn't want you to leave." This is and I'm like, "Hey,
I'm out.
Hey, I gotta do something too. You can't be the only one going to school. I gotta do something too, you know." Yeah. She actually made it into NC State.
Okay.
So she studied at NC State, and I'm like, listen, I need to do something too. I mean, you can't be I was tired of working at Bojangles. Okay, I'm tired of working fast food.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm trying to make some real checks, not no $7, and I think I was making $7.50 at the time.
Ooh, we dating ourselves right there, boy.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. I'm making $7.50 an hour. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Listen, these people mad about 15. Listen.
Right. Time's different now. They so blessed right now. $16, $17 an hour.
Man, look, people starting out at 20.
Yeah, man.
I said, what? Come on, man. This ain't even ain't even 20 years ago. It's like 15 years ago, man.
Yeah.
What are
some of the highlights though you do have from that experience, man? Because again, being from where you're from and also being a male, being African American, bro, like there's not a lot of us doing what you were doing.
No.
What were some of the highlighted experience you can talk about though?
All right, so let me break this down for you first. So I'll get to the highlight in a second.
Yes, sir.
So think about this. Out of all the people in the military, I mean in the US, there's only maybe 1% who serve. And then with my job, there's maybe 1% of the military who does it. And then African American is probably 1% of that. I am like the smallest number in the military that's done did this. And to say I did it, and to say I could come back to my house, my high school, my city, you know, hey, I could put on. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure.
Not too many people do that. And so the highlights were amazing, first and foremost. Because Gosh, I got to fly the Carolina Panthers around.
Really?
Yeah, they came to because I was stationed here in North Carolina. So they came to do an incentive flight and fly and see what we do. Well, they sent about probably maybe somewhere around 20 of them that came. And this was the year right before the Super Bowl that they went to last.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so none of the big name players came. Kelvin, because Kelvin Bender's on that team, he didn't come. Josh Norman didn't come. Cam Newton didn't come.
They probably had calls and they think you can't go on no planes. They probably had.
Yeah, I'm like none of them came. You know, they trying to make up excuses for Cam, he had to get this therapy for his. He had to do therapy and all. I don't want to hear that, man. Hey, he's supposed to come down here, okay?
Yeah.
But anywho, so they didn't come, but I did get to meet our kicker. He was probably our best kicker that we ever had, Graham Gano.
Oh yeah,
I didn't get to meet him. Fozzie Whitaker, I can't remember his first name, but he was a big lineman for us. Rimmer, he was really huge for us as far as offensive line. He was really huge. And I got a banner, Carolina Panthers banner, and all of them signed it. And then also my hat, I had a Carolina Panthers hat. They signed all of that. So, but we on ESPN, right? They brought a crew from ESPN to be on the plane too. And they're doing recordings, right? And they see me doing this air refueling. And I'm looking straight. I'm laser focused whenever I'm doing this. So I'm looking straight out of the back of this plane, of our aircraft. Because that's what you do. You got to walk to the back and takes 2 steps down, and you go into the middle of the airplane. And you're looking out the back of a window. And so I'm looking out there, and they got me at an angle coming from this side, my right side. And thankfully, I had just did this too. I put on the side of my headset, I put a name tape that said Amey. So now you know who I am.
You smart man.
Hey, listen, I'm advertising all day, okay?
For sure.
So, anywho, they're talking and doing like a film thing with Graham Gano, the kicker that I was telling you about. And he's like, man, his laser focus, his precision, accuracy was just on point. And he's like, I don't know how he does it. I couldn't do it.
Right. Yeah,
I was like, you got to be the most accurate person on the field when you make these kicks.
Right. Your job is just as important.
Yeah, your job important too, brother. You get paid more than I do. I wish I was getting paid millions of dollars to kick a ball.
Right.
But anywho, it definitely highlighted us in a bright light, you know, and stuff like that. So that was cool. Yeah. What else did I've done a flyover for UNC, which is actually so both of these teams, Carolina Panthers and the UNC Tar Heels, are both. I'm a fan of both of them.
Nice.
And I got to do a flyover for one of their football games.
That's nice.
Where it was for Military Appreciation Day. So we did the flyover, and when we landed at Raleigh-Durham International, and they came and picked us up and drove us to the stadium. Nice. Well, we're walking in through the tunnel.
Oh yeah, A1 should be A1 treatment. I'm sure.
A1, walking in through the tunnel, right? And so as soon as we get into the tunnel, they're like, "Stay here, the camera's coming." We're like, "What camera?"
They got walked out.
You know. Well, apparently we didn't know we were getting introduced.
Oh, like individually.
They got us on the screen on the Jumbotron.
As they should, showing respect.
So they got my face, and I'm just waiting, you know, like this, like presidential.
Yeah.
What's up, baby? How y'all doing, baby? Hey, how y'all doing?
Dope moment, man.
You know, and so it was dope, man. Very, very appreciative. I felt very, very appreciative. And it was cool outside. So I had on, you know how Independence Day with Will Smith? Yeah. He has the green flight suit.
Oh, yeah.
But I also had on my bomber jacket. So the brown bomber jacket. So hey, I'm looking smooth.
I'm fresh. I got my spikes and my jacket.
Yes, sir. Hey, looking smooth as could be. Okay. Yeah. Had the jacket zipped down to right here, right in the middle of the chest where it looks like it's open. Oh, it looked good. It looked good.
Boy, the guy was ready, man.
Yes, sir.
Behind you, I see some percussion over there, man. You play a little drums over there or something?
They're my babies right there.
I see. I was like,
those are the babies, and I also play the keys. I just started learning these.
Okay.
In 2020. I've been playing drums since I was 7, man.
In church?
Yeah. I still play in church.
Oh, me too, man. I don't play as much as I
Oh,
used
really?
to. Oh, yeah, I grew up in the church too. Same thing, man. You got to do something.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
I've like I said, been playing since I was 7. But my cousin used to play before that, so that's why I didn't play any time before that. But I really fell in love with it at the age of 7, and probably earlier than that. But that's when I definitely sat behind the set
yeah.
and actually started to learn. He taught me. And now he's like, man, I can't do nothing with you.
Yeah, buddy, put that time. That's dope, man. That's definitely dope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just
It's
played
definitely
yesterday, man.
a way to outlet too, but also it's nothing like
Excellent.
it, playing that. Some of you behind there playing that church music, that gospel music or whatever it is, but then it's the act of doing it. It just kind of gets you get the energy out, you get the groove, you lock in, man. It's nothing like getting that feeling, getting locked in, man. And
Yeah,
that
man.
bass, that kick, and that snare get to popping, boy.
Oh no, she crispy. So if you come over, hey, you come over here, you gonna be like, woo,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Crispy.
Yes, sir. So let's get into this story, man, about this accident that took place that kind of changed your life, but also we're getting that into what made you do write this book about it, man. Because I mean, one, for you, shout out to you for opening up, telling your story, but also, like you said it here, it just don't focus on why me. Like, obviously, you're not. I can see the energy. I can feel the energy. You still out here communicating, doing these interviews, with telling your story, man. But first, give us a little context about the accident, the event that took place that caused this big shift in your life.
Yeah. So again, still serving in the Air Force at this time, but I'm now a reservist. So I did 4 years active, and then I switched over and became a reservist, and I did a total of 10 years. Once they finally medically retired me. But on May 5th, 2017, man, my whole life would be changed. Some call it Cinco de Mayo. I call it my new life journey. And so I had a business at the time as well, since I was a reservist now. So I was a CEO back then as well. So this CEO thing is nothing new to me. I'm true to it. Okay. So anyway, I had a business called Kiwi Enterprise. And Kiwi Enterprise, I did social media marketing, I did photography, and I also did website design and management. Well, on this particular day, May 5th, I also needed to go take some new shots for a website that I was managing, which was a church, my church. So I went to go take some pictures of the outside because it needed to be updated on our website, because we had added a steeple, all these different things that had been added to the church that weren't on the website. And so I went to go take pictures of this stuff, to get some good shots. And I felt that when I went to work for the military, because I had to work that night for the military, I would do, some editing. I'll go ahead when have my downtime, I'll do some editing and all that stuff. So I take the shots, and from my apartment to the church was only about a 10-minute ride. And so I'm like, it's a beautiful day. 10 minutes on a motorcycle ain't enough. And that's how I'm feeling about this thing. I need to get a little bit more of a ride in. So I take off, for those my North Carolinians, I take off to Jordan Lake. And for, my people who know about Jordan Lake, they know it's about a 30, depending on how far, which way you go, 30, 35 minute ride. So I take off, man, and it's beautiful. When I say beautiful, man, it's a gorgeous spring day. And I get to that picture on the front of the book, that not my motorcycle, but the actual backdrop. That's the lake that I was in. So, and I took that picture. Remember, I told you I did photography. So both of those pictures you see, the motorcycle and that backdrop, I took both of those. But I had the cover designer stitch those together. And so, anywho, that was where I went, was that area that you see, the dot. So that's where I was. And I just go out there to like meditate, find peace, just be at one, because it's really quiet there in that area. And until a car comes by. And that's what happened. A car came flying by, and I was like, oh, shoot, what time is it? And so I look at my wristwatch. And I'm like, ooh, I got to get going. So I had to go to work, like I said. So I hop back on the bike, throw my backpack on because that's where my camera was at. It was in my backpack. And I took off. Now, to paint the picture, paint the scene for you, I'm riding, right? And paint the scene. My helmet has Bluetooth capability. So I have a Bluetooth headset. And at this time, again, it's 2017. Well, Bruno Mars had just come out with this really bumping album called 24 Karat Mix.
Yeah.
So I'm bumping it, okay, in my headset and just cruising. And of course, that was a great album to ride to anyway. But I'm bumping that, and then I got trees whizzing by my head. I'm on a 2-lane road, man. And it's so peaceful again. Mm. And next thing I know, a car pulls out in front of me. Mm. And from the police report, it was a Honda Accord, a silver Honda Accord. Mm. And in these particular areas, when it's like, just 2 lanes, you're moving at a fast pace. The speed limit was 55, and that's what I was running. And in these areas, they cut back the trees so that the intersection can see what's coming.
Right.
Well, I don't know why he didn't see me, but he didn't. And he pulled out in front of me. Now, there were 2 cars behind him that said they saw me on the police report. I didn't talk to them, but on the police report, they said they saw me. So they don't know why he didn't. So, anywho, here's the scene. I'm coming down the street, car in front of me. I got 3 options. I could go right and go into the trees. Mm-hmm. I could go left and go into oncoming traffic.
Oh, yeah, coming the other way.
Or I can do what ended up happening, freezing up and hitting him. Next thing I know, man, a month and a day later, I'm waking up in the hospital, UNC to be exact. I had to be life flighted to the hospital. Mm-hmm. And so I'm waking up a month and a day later, June the 6th, 2017, trying to figure out where I am. I didn't even know where I was because they had me in a medically induced coma doing all the surgeries on me, literally from head all the way down to my right foot, literally. And I'm waking up and I'm just like, I hear people talking. One of those. I hear people talking. Mm-hmm. Okay, I know that voice. That's my girlfriend. Ex. But I was like, that's my girlfriend. Why is my mama in my bedroom? Hold on. This ain't crossing right.
Right.
No, these lines ain't crossing too well.
Right.
And so now I'm just playing possum for those who know what that means. I'm playing possum, one eye open, what I do. But anyway, so I'm listening and I'm like, hey, who got in a motorcycle accident? This getting serious.
Yeah.
But they're not saying any names. And so now I'm curious. All right, I'm tired of this. I'm waking up. Yeah. So literally I go to open my eyes, only not to be able to see anything. Wait a minute. So I do one of them really hard blinks like you're going to clear your eyesight. Mm-hmm. Oh, something got in my eye. Hold up. And then you open your eyes again. I'm like, okay, I can't see anything. It's time to speak now.
Yeah.
I can't talk. Hold on, man. Hold on, player. This ain't cool. So I had broken my jaw, and my mouth was wide shut. Now I can't talk. I can't see. I can't talk. And I hadn't even realized it yet, but I couldn't smell. Dang. And so now I'm about to panic. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe this is like a nightmare. So I need to wake up from. I thought I woke up already. What? So I need to go back to sleep and try this again.
Right.
So anywho, they finally come to my bedside and they're talking to me. So it's true that this is not a nightmare. This is real life. Hold on, who y'all talking about? And they can't understand a word I'm saying because I can't talk. So my mom, God bless her, she hands me a notepad and a pencil. I said, really? Well, like I was sitting there thinking, like, really?
Yeah, what am
I know now if I done been in this bed for this long, I know somebody know that I can't see.
Got you.
And so I'm like, she's like, well, write it down. I can't understand. And I'm sitting there like, I can't
Right.
you know, I can't see. And that's all I'm doing. I'm yelling, like trying to yell anyway. But anyway, I started writing. I'm writing. Like, you know how you see people in the TV, and all I'm asking is, what is this motorcycle accident dream y'all are talking about? And she, when I hand it back to her, she reads it, and she's like, oh, that's not a dream. That was you. Well, that was the end of that day, because I don't remember anything else from it. Now I've sunken into the bed. I feel like I'm in this whole different abyss. And I don't speak to anybody. I don't make communications. I don't even notice if they came in and stabbed me if they did. Okay? That's how that day went. You could have stabbed me and I wouldn't even have known. Because I didn't even know what just happened. Like, this just hit me. Like a ton of bricks, as they say.
Yeah.
And so I finally get my mind back together to say, well, what the heck happened and how did this happen? And so she, I wrote that down, and she finally responds and says, well, a guy pulled out in front of you when you were riding your motorcycle. I said, well, thank you, God, it wasn't me. Because all I ever thought about that whole time was, I'm a safe rider. What happened? What could I have done? And that's all I was thinking that whole time. I'm thinking it was me. And then the next day, June 7th, I finally asked a question and got the information that I guess you could say I wanted to hear. But I still didn't want to hear this. Because I'm like, what the heck did this guy do that he couldn't see me? And then, now I'm pissed off all over again. And so, anywho, I found out it was his fault. It wasn't my fault. Now I'm trying to figure out, well, what all happened to me? Well, let's run that. So my head suffered a traumatic brain injury, severe to say the least. My face was literally crushed in and had to be surgically repaired to where they put 2 metal plates in my head. I have 2 metal plates in my head now. I told you my jaw was broken. So on the right side of my face, I have a bunch of chipped and cracked teeth. Chipped, cracked, loosened, knocked out, whatever you want to call it. Something doesn't happen to these teeth on this side. I've had root canal after root canal after root canal. I've had everything. And so that plus PTSD, I've literally white knuckled a door handle before. Because I was afraid of us turning left across oncoming traffic and I can hear it. And so now I'm white knuckling the door handle. Like, oh, Jesus. And I didn't realize it until I was like, whoa. One of those moments. And so, anywho, that happened. And then my midsection, my spinal cord was broken. So now I'm medically infused with 2 rods and 12 screws from L4 to T2.
Jeez.
Both of my legs were broken, to include the largest bone in your body, which is your femur. And that's your right thigh, for those who don't know. So, or your thigh bone. And so it was my right thigh. And so I have a metal rod there, titanium rod there. And then my left tibia, which is your shin bone, was broken. So literally from knee all the way to ankle is a titanium rod. My right fibia fractured, and then a screw in my right foot. Say hello to $1 million man.
Tough.
What up?
I would say that's I know that's the best part. Either way, right now, you're here to say that right there. You're here to say exactly that right now, considering what you just told me you've been replaced with, basically. That is crazy.
Oh no, I have fun. I have fun with metal detectors. They're cool.
Oh my gosh! You can't go. Pre-disclaimer, guys. Cool. I'm going off. I walked through here. It's going off.
And listen, and you know, I listen. I have to tell them as soon as I get to the airport, hey, I got metal implants, and they're like, oh, well, let us take you over here.
Yeah.
We don't need to take you to that metal detector because it's gonna go off,
So
and everybody gonna be looking.
let me ask you this: it sounds like your spirit and just in general, this has been you pre-accident wise, or did something change too to make it even more so? Because I guess I can sense the liveliness, the energy, the good energy, the positivity in retrospect to what happened. But have you always been that type of person, or did this change it for even more? Have you even more kind of shine that type of light on yourself and other people like that? Because I can just tell from the start of the conversation, from us getting online to start this interview, it's just something that you always had or something that you grew into and accepted it and kind of just I'm putting it out there for everybody.
Oh no, yeah, no. To be lively, that's Kiwi. That's who that guy is. That's Kiwi. If you call me Kijuan Amey, now I gotta be serious. So that's when I gotta put on my CEO hat or my business hat. You know, some other hat. I gotta wear a different hat. Might come with a tuxedo.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So, but when you call me Ki or Kiwi, it's time to have fun. Okay, it's time to let my hair down. So I can relax a little bit. So whenever somebody calls me Kiwi, oh, you must know me. What's how you know me? Stuff like that. So when I hear that, one of my nicknames or childhood names, man, that actually brightens my spirits. When you call me by my whole name, it kind of puts me, what is it? It puts me in a different spot. Like my awareness heightens. And it makes me feel like I got to sit up straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
a little business or something.
Yeah, it's a different response.
Yeah.
And so, don't get me wrong, I do know how to, still relax in those moments. Don't get me wrong there. But it's, as soon as you say it, now I got to figure out who am I talking to. But if you say Ki or Kiwi, now I'm like, oh, you must know me. Now I can lean a little bit. You must know me. It's not the sit up straight person anymore. So
that's what's up, man. At what point did you want to? I mean, going through your rehab processes, bouncing back, trying to function. On here, I always like to talk adversities though too, man. Like I said, you had to overcome a big one. What were some of the biggest struggles for you as you try to bounce back or get back to finding yourself and your new, the new $1 million man body that you have? What were some of the things that you probably say you struggle with the most?
Two things. The first, like I told you, I was an athlete since I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
I loved being outside. Like kids, you tell them to go outside today, they're like, "What's that?" Look, where are we going? Are we going somewhere?
Right.
No, I mean go outside. Get out of my
hours.
House.
Stay out there for hours.
Get out of my house. I don't want to see you to the street. Like, come on.
Right.
But see, that was me. That was my childhood. In going from being this physically fit 185 to 190 pound guy to now being bedridden because I can't even walk. Mm-hmm. I couldn't even walk at the time. When I woke up, dude, I was bedridden. Getting up was not something I could do. It was something they had to do.
Mm.
And people tend to forget how far I've come from that. Sometimes I forget it, and it's not because it's not something that was serious, but it's not the forefront. I look at it from how far I came, not where I came. It's been a long. It's almost been 8 years. Mm-hmm. So May will make 8 years. You know what I mean? So when I think about where I was, and the doctors even said this. They said if it wasn't for his physical fitness, he wouldn't have made it through this accident.
That held you up.
Sure. Yeah, he wouldn't have made it through this accident.
Yeah.
And so for all you high school, college, whatever players that are listening to this, hey, keep in shape.
Right. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you got to stay in shape. Even adults, even as adults, because I was an adult when this happened. I was 25.
Crucial time too.
Yeah, like I felt like I was peaking. I was playing semi-professional ball.
Yeah.
I'm peaking right now. Hey man, I'm playing strong safety in semi-pro football.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody was putting in bids for me.
Yeah.
You know, so like I challenge people all the time, man. Stay in shape. Listen, I just hit the gym this morning. Okay. Yeah. At 10 a.m. I was in the gym. And so I'm still pushing to get stronger every day. My max that I've ever benched on, ever hit on bench press was 300 pounds. I'm trying to get back to it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Right now, I'm currently sitting around probably like 255, 265. So I'm not far off.
It'll be soon.
Oh yeah, I'm not far off. Your boy is in the gym heavy. Okay. So serious, man. I tell everybody about fitness. That was one of my hardest things, was not being able. I have the body, but I wasn't able.
Gotcha.
And so when somebody tells me they want to try to schedule something during my gym time, I take that personal.
I need that.
Yes, I take that personal.
Yeah.
Gym time and church, I take those personal because my faith definitely got me through this.
For sure.
And so the second thing that I'll say that really, that I really had to fight with, man, is just really not being able to see, man. That took so much away from me. It took my job. It took the business that I had. Because think about website design.
You got to better. Yeah, for sure.
Think about photography.
And you said you were CEO in it too, so you was.
Oh yeah, no, I was the CEO and founder. So think about photography. Think about social media marketing.
Yeah.
All of those visual.
Yeah.
And so my site, man, taking that away was crucial. I couldn't do my job, man. In-flight refueling. Listen, you can tell me whatever you want. I don't know no other job that is that visual.
Right.
Okay. And so, yes, you got that, the aspect of flying, but even you got to realize these are planes that are that close to each other.
Yeah, and you said, I'm like, you got to be on point. You ain't no unbalance.
Yeah.
Be locked and loaded. Everything got to be the angles, the numbers got to be right, the height, the depth.
I don't know if you've flown before, right?
Yeah. So
think about this: when you're at the airport and you're getting on your plane, right? Mm-hmm. And you see, like you might be sitting out there and you see a plane taxiing by or something.
Right.
Just think about a plane being that close.
Right.
In the sky.
In the air.
In the sky.
Yep. For sure.
In the sky, right?
Definitely seen that for those movies and videos. Like, oh, this is amazing. Like, there's people actually doing that. Oh, that's what really happens up there. I didn't know that 4 years ago. I was like, oh, people, that's a whole other job description, man. That's your job. Like, wow.
Yeah. That and again, this can only happen in the military. It's not commercial. So if you out here thinking that your commercial flight is gonna go overseas and in the middle of the going over the ocean, y'all gonna refuel? It ain't happening. It's not happening. So that's only in the military. But taking that job away, my business, and I was going to school for computer information systems to get my bachelor's so that I could commission to be a pilot.
Yeah.
One accident, brother.
Yeah.
One accident. Did all that, man.
At what point do you shift again? And I mean, now, again, that's one life changer, but then now you decide to not let that keep you out the gym, get stuff back going. What point did you shift and say, I want to speak about this also, let alone put it in a book form? Like, who was the motivational behind that, or was it eternal for you, or it just felt like somebody helped you get to that point?
Man, listen. Let me tell you something. Let me let you in on a little bit. So before my accident, I've never wanted to be in front of people talking.
Mm-hmm.
Ever in my life. Okay. I can clown all day long. Like, I'm a jokester all day long, as you could probably hear.
Yes.
I'm a jokester all day long. At the family events, family functions, I'm the life of the party. Like, our family, we just have life of the parties all over the place. As soon as somebody step in the room, bam. And I was one of them. I would dance the whole room down, So and then it's like, You put me in front of my coworkers to do a presentation in the Air Force, full of an auditorium of the same people. I mean, like the same people that I work with, same people that know the same job that I do. I don't want to talk to them. I do not want to do this presentation. I am nervous. I am petrified because I felt like I was going to look like a fool. That was the whole point. I thought I was going to look like a fool. And so when here's the trick though. When I lost my eyesight, I couldn't see you anymore.
Yeah.
I can't see the faces you're making at me.
Right.
I can't see if you're eyeing me as if I messed up. And it won't matter.
Now you back.
Yeah, well, yeah. It won't matter anyway now because I'm telling my story.
Right.
You don't know my story. I know my story because I'm living it. So it's a difference in telling you what you want me to tell versus telling me my story. And so it's a whole lot different now. Going in front of people. Now I done been in front of 1,500 people before. First off, I didn't know it until my assistant told me. And I was like, let me ask you a question. How many people in here? and this is after I was finished. Like, probably a little over 1,500 people, plus like maybe some extra because of their families of being here. I was like, yo, I'm glad you just told me that. So, but the thing is, it didn't even matter because I felt like I was in that room by myself.
Yeah. Didn't know. Packed house.
Ain't even know. And so that plus with the book side of it, a lot of people kept telling me I needed to write a book because I kept telling them my story. And they're like, dude, this is so impactful. You could write a book about this. And I said, pump the brakes. Like, I ain't even like English like that when I was coming up. Okay. English wasn't my best major. I would say math was because I wanted to be an engineer. So math was my thing, not English. Now I know what hello mean and I know what goodbye mean. What else do you need me to know? What you wanted to be a adverb? I don't know what that is.
Keep it basic for me in that subject, sure.
Right. So now I'm having to go to I actually went to school to learn how to write a book. So I went to the self-publishing school, man. I did self-publish. And so what I want people to know about that, man, and this is not to boast again. This is to tell people that they can do anything they put their mind to. I wrote my own book. No ghostwriter, no, hey mom, none of that. It was me writing. I would send certain things. If I had like a question or something, I would send it to my coach. They would respond. They wouldn't add anything. They would just respond and say, this looks good. Or if I were you, I would do this. That's it. I wouldn't have made all those changes. The only time somebody would make a change is when I finally hired an editor. That's it. An editor to make it sound book quality. That's it. And so, interestingly enough, he used to be in the Army. So that was pretty cool. And I had hired an editor, a book formatter, and the cover designer. That's it. They're the only people I hired, man. Oh, and I'm sorry, it's somebody to do the audiobook version.
Right. I just saw it too. So yeah, while we're speaking about it, just tell everybody where they can find the book at, man. What platforms you're on, where they can get it, and if they want to get it, download it, whatever, buy it.
Yeah, I can do that. So again, the book is called Don't Focus on Why Me, From Motorcycle Accident to Miracle. You'll see my name, but it's got an M in there for my middle initial. So Kijuan Amey is the author, and you can find it on Amazon, you can find it on Audible, you can find it on Kindle and Apple Books. Audible and Apple Books are the audio versions. So I wanted to put the audio version out there for people such as myself who don't, see. They like to listen to stuff. And also those people who like to listen to stuff when they're driving or whatever,
Yes, sir. And so it's that's kind of great feeds into what my last question is of this interview right now. So at the end of every show, in basketball, they call it triple threat, dribble, pass, or shoot. But for my guests at the end of the show, I want to get your personal triple threat right now, Kijuan. So like 3 things people who may read this book or who may see this interview can say, you know what, oh, this is what Kijuan stands on. This is what his morals are. This kind of about how he moves throughout his life. Give me your personal triple threat, right? 3 things you can stamp on official right now that say reflect you or reflect your lifestyle or how you're living right now in this current state.
My triple threat, I would have to say, I'm very honest, first and foremost. So if you're looking for somebody to BS you, don't come to me. I'm not that guy. I'm very creative. Creativity runs. Hello. It runs in my veins.
You're creating, right?
Hey, it runs in my veins.
Yeah, for sure.
Every time I sit behind there, I'm trying to create something,
Right.
And another thing, man, is that I just try to be a light of beacon, man. So I really want to be a beacon of hope, a beacon of courage, a beacon of light, man, just for those to see what I'm doing and feel like, yes, they can do it too.
That's what's up, man. First shout out to you, persevering. And keeping that, like I said, man, energy, that's a dope vibe to have because you can see around people, it can be contagious. People can pick that up and relax and reflect that energy back to you because you give it off from the jump. We got on the call. I was like, oh yeah, man, got that energy going. You got the you know what I mean? And that's definitely a positivity you have, man. So I'll say keep that going, man. And I appreciate your time for sure. Again, you guys can find the book on, I look right now on Amazon. I see it there. So you can see the book there. When we post the episode, we'll put the links up. I'm going to definitely tag my guy in social media that he has. If you want to purchase the book or read more about this story, just in general, off what he has online, please take time to do so. Again, keep going, bro. Keep doing what
yeah, I will. And if you guys want to follow me, like, feel free to go to my website because it has everything that we've covered.
Shout it out right now. Put it out there.
Yeah, AmeyMotivation.com. That's AMEY motivation.com. You can find all my social media handles, the book, and how to book me if you want me to be a part of any speaking engagements you might have. So go ahead.
Man, you heard it here first, live on 94 Feet with Coach JT. But Mr. Amey, stay blessed, my brother. Stay safe. I appreciate your time. We out.
Do the same.
Peace.